Queensland Police have since corrected the gender of the child on board the raft. They say a 10-year-old boy and a 12-year-old girl escaped the ride uninjured. As we keep hearing, the cause of the accident isn't yet known, but concerns about safety at Dreamworld have been expressed, with staff at the theme park sounding warnings to their union and their employer. Ben Swan is Queensland State Secretary of the Australia Workers Union. He said the union went to Dreamworld's owner, Ardent, and to the state itself 18 months ago. And when the union sought to obtain material from workplace health and safety using right to information requests like the OAA here, that was opposed by Ardent. Ben Swan says this isn't the wisdom of hindsight. It is a documented matter of public record, and that serious concerns about safety were raised more than once.
The Australian Workers Union has made several ongoing representations to senior management at Dreamworld and up to and including the Division of Workplace Health and Safety here in Queensland, which has the jurisdiction over obviously workplace health and safety at that particular site. So this has been ongoing. I have been advised by my staff that our first approach in a very formal sense was by way of what's called a right to information or freedom of information request to the Division of Workplace Health and Safety back in April 2015. But I am directly aware of the fact that we have had, as I indicated before, several ongoing representations, meetings, up to and including as recently as the last 3 weeks with management at Dreamworld about operator and maintenance issues to do with plant, equipment and rides at the Dreamworld park.
Has there been an explicit expression of concern from staff members at Dreamworld about safety standards there?
There have been several, yes.
And your description of the management is that they were reluctant to have these conversations with the workers, with the unions, and certainly to talk about this stuff in public?
No, I would not describe it as reluctance. I would describe it as opposition. Certainly not cooperative and certainly not collaborative.
I want to return to the explicit nature of the expressions of concern about safety standards there. Did they relate to specific rides, specific pieces of equipment, or were they more broad brushstroke expressions of concern about maintenance standards, safety standards across the board?
There's a combination of the two. I'm absolutely certain of our representations about one specific piece of equipment, a ride, to the point that I can't nominate what that is because I'm still in the process of getting that information. But I know that the union organiser responsible for that site, of his own volition and under his own initiative, actually approached the Utah-based manufacturer to obtain specifications and guidelines from them directly, which obviously make certain recommendations about the way in which that particular piece of machinery should be operated. It has appeared to us, although I'm yet to confirm this for myself, that there may be a deviation from the practice that is employed by Dreamworld to the manufacturer's recommendation in that specific instance and with regard to that specific machine, because there is a self-regulation regime here in Queensland under the Workplace Health and Safety Act where certain operators or companies can make their own risk assessments and then they can undertake the development of their own policies and procedures around that. So I'm not attributing anything to whether that's right or wrong, remembering that we are representing throughout the entirety of that process the interests of workers who are charged with the responsibility of operating and maintaining these things. So we've got a very direct material interest in this, not just for the workers' own safety, but also for the general public that may come in use or contact with any of those rides or equipment.
Ben Swan, who is Queensland State Secretary of the Australian Workers Union, speaking earlier this afternoon. After 6 tonight, we'll hear from a New Zealand woman who says there were technical issues with the Thunder River ride last Wednesday when she was on it at Dreamworld.